I said, I promise you, I'll make you sing. So when we went in, we knocked it out in about an hour's time. Number 5, John.
And Loki, that does sound like Vince. Like, yo, you can't sing? Oh, trust me, pal. You're gonna find a way. Otherwise, you're fired. Hey, yo, what's happening, people? It's your boy Blaze here, back at you with another one here for Venomous Reactions, and today we got a WrestleMania video. And this one's called The Perfect WWE Entrance Theme Song Doesn't Exist. One of those mini statements you hear from time to time. But I would say for a good 75% of entrance themes that we've heard, like past and present, it fit the wrestler and the character they portrayed to the core. And then you got some wrestlers that be like, okay, why did he go with this theme? Like, this is something he walks from out of the curtain onto the ramp and get in the ring and does his entrance moves. Like, I don't know if I'm feeling this theme right now, but in some cases it does fall on the wrestlers, but majority is with the whole board. Like, it's with the whole board and the people in charge that actually they go on like a cherry picking type of style when it comes to entrance themes, and for the life of me, I don't get why. But it is what it is. So we're gonna see what WrestleMania is talking about with this one. Should be interesting. So without further ado, let's get it.
Does the perfect WWE theme exist? Well, join us now as we look at the 20 of the greatest WWE themes ever. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos. Number 20, NWO New World Order theme.
Yes.
When the NWO debuted in WCW,
The life.
that WCW gave the Villainous Trio a theme song that suited their characters. Thankfully, WCW selected the perfect theme song for the stable, and the NWO theme song has become synonymous with the faction. According to Eric Bischoff during an interview on The Gun Show, the original WCW version of the theme was completely free to use, which is crazy to think about when analyzing how iconic the track would become. But when you think about the character of the NWO, they were anti-heroes. They were cool, they had a vibe, they had a look. It's one of the reasons that a lot of the interviews that I did with the NWO, I did then in black and white in a grainy film-like format. Nobody else was doing that. Everybody else was colored, bright and shiny. I wanted the NWO to be almost an underground vibe. That music just fit. It was in the catalog, it was free, and it was there. Number 19.
I ain't gonna lie, man. The NWO thing is so iconic, and it's very benefiting for the group itself, because you would think of them as like being the cool guys, the cool bad guys. So for WCW to have that theme in the back pocket, and they wanted to, I guess what I'm getting from this, they wanted to try it out and see how it pans out, and it panned out perfectly. The whole black and white theme, every time NWO was getting ready to do their entrance, it was like interruption, and then the music hits. For life. I love it.
Jake the Snake Roberts, Snakebit. Jake the Snake Roberts is rightfully considered to be one of the greatest heels in WWE history, and one of the reasons why Roberts' heel character connected with the fans was that his theme song was exceptional. Roberts' first theme was called Snakebit, and the theme was cold and menacing, as if you could determine what Roberts' character was all about just by hearing the first part of the track. The track was produced by Jim Johnson, and Johnson, as always, did a masterful job in creating a masterpiece that perfectly represented one of WWE's top stars. Number 18, LOD, What a Rush. In terms of notable tag team themes,
so many iconic themes in this one.
Better than LOD's What a Rush theme. The song is instantly recognizable, and the moment
What a rush
was simply heard, a monumental pop was a certainty. WWE's presentation of the legendary duo was always a controversial subject, yet they truly hit a home run when it came to the theme song, and the credit for the track goes to Jimmy Hart and JJ Maguire. Number 17, The
Of
Ultimate
course.
Warrior, Unstable. When Jim Johnson was creating a theme song for the Warrior, one of the most important elements had to be that the theme would suit Warrior as he charged down to the ring at 1,000,000 miles an hour. Anything other than a high energy, quick paced theme song simply wouldn't have worked. And as was typical with Johnson,
Yeah, definitely wouldn't have worked for the Ultimate Warrior. I mean, every time he would do his entrance, he would be sprinting all the way to the ring. Like anything out of the fast pace, yeah, that people will be like, yo, what the hell is this? But I get it, and I understand.
he achieved utter greatness. Warrior's theme song, known as Unstable, was everything it needed to be for the time period, and Warrior charged to the ring whilst the track played created some of the most memorable moments of the 80s and 90s. Number 16, DX, Are You Ready?
Of course.
DX's theme song title, Are You Ready, managed to perfectly capture the essence of DX's characters. Shawn Michaels and Triple H were playing by their own rules, and WWE did an excellent job in creating a song that would be used for the next 2 decades. The song screams anti-authority, and an interesting backstage secret about the theme song is that it was originally written by Jim Johnson to be solely used by Shawn Michaels. Speaking on the RRBJ podcast, Johnson stated, "A lot of the times it gets a little confused, because I did write the theme for Shawn Michaels, and that was D-Generation X. I originally wrote for Shawn Michaels. By the time it was out there, he had hooked up with Hunter, and it became a group entity very quickly." Number 15.
It did, and I ain't gonna lie, man, the DX theme, yo, that just screams like anti-authority all over, because that's what DX embodied. Like, they didn't care for anything. They didn't care for the rules. They didn't care who they pissed off. As long as they were out there to be themselves, it did not matter. And that's why DX is one of the beloved factions, past or present, in WWE. Whew. Good times for wrestling. Good times.
Rey Mysterio, Booyaka 619. And during the Ruthless Aggression era, WWE made the call to change Rey Mysterio's theme song. Mysterio's new theme song would be performed by POD, and it took some time for fans to accept the new theme song, and even Mysterio had reservations at first. Yet over time, the theme song has become an integral part of Mysterio's presentation. He's now used the song for almost 20 years, and it's unlikely that the song is ever going to be changed. The song's catchy, lively, and debuted just in time for Mysterio to ascend into the main event picture in WWE. Number 14, The Rock, Electrifying.
Of course.
Theme songs have gone through several variations over the years, yet the song titled Electrifying is without question the definitive entrance theme for the Great One. The song instantly creates an atmosphere, and when you hear it guarantees a huge ovation. The song is so well produced that it has different levels and allows The Rock to get the crowd invested at different points amongst the theme song's runtime. The song was produced by Jim Johnson, and Johnson simply couldn't have done a better job in delivering a theme song that presented The Rock like a true megastar. Number 13.
No cap, though. I mean, anytime you would hear that catchphrase, like, if you smell, yo, the crowd would just blow the roof off the place. Like, you know, you're going to be electrified. And it doesn't matter which variation is it. That same melodic, the same melody, no matter what the notes are, oh, the crowd is gonna love it instantly.
Chris Jericho, Break the Walls Down. When Chris Jericho debuted in '99, it was of the utmost importance that WWE debuted Jericho with a memorable theme song. Thankfully, Jericho debuted during a time where Jim Johnson was still the main composer for the theme songs in the company. His first theme began with a countdown from 10, and this countdown would go on to become one of the most established characteristics of Jericho's persona. The trademark music would then hit, and the theme song is instantly recognizable, with captivating lyrics that are written with care and attention. Number 12, The Brood, Blood. One of the reasons why Jim Johnson's work was so acclaimed was because he put effort into everything he did. It didn't matter if the theme song was for a lower card guy or a future WrestleMania main eventer. He wanted to create the most compelling piece of music possible. This was the case when it came to
Facts.
the theme song for Gangrel and the Brood, as the song, which was titled Blood, is mesmerizing, sinister, and could easily have been used in a blockbuster Hollywood movie. The theme song was so popular and ingrained in the memory of fans that Edge would sporadically use the theme song during his 2020-2023 run, and it always
Yes.
received a notable ovation. Number 11, Hulk Hogan.
Yo, the Bruce theme was so iconic that no matter back in the day or when Edge revived the theme during his last run in the company, yo, they digged it. And it brought like a dark edge, no pun intended, to wrestlers, to wrestler themes and interests. And whew, the interest was bar none. You know, they're emerging from the flames, walking down the ramp, getting into the ring, and before they get into the ring, Gangrel, he was spewed blood all over everybody. Yo, by far one of the coolest entrances ever.
Hogan, Real American. Hulk Hogan was WWE's #1 guy throughout the golden age of WWE. During this time, Hogan used the Real American theme song. The theme song incorporated all the values of Hogan's character, and the lyrics
Yeah,
spoke
who can
to a
forget
generation
that
who
theme?
grew up saying their prayers and taking their vitamins. The theme song managed to incorporate Hogan's message while still creating a melody that aged like wine, as it's still a great listen to this day, and it's easy to listen to the track and receive some type of inspiration. Now, believe it or not, the theme song wasn't initially intended to be used by Hogan. The original theme song was intended to be used by the US Express, yet due to a member of the team leaving WWE, the theme song was reused by Hogan, and the rest, they say, is history. Number 10, Goldust, Goldlust. When WWE debuted the Goldust character in the mid-90s, it was vital that they produced a theme song that would match Goldust's outlandish character. Jim Johnson, who produced the theme, couldn't have
They
done
did
a
that to
better
the core.
job. Goldust's first theme song is majestic in nature, yet it has a hint of sadness. It was everything it needed to be in order to convey his character message to the audience, and the theme song is one of the reasons why Goldust's character took off with immediate effect. Number 9, The Undertaker.
Yeah, Goldust with the whole Shattered Dreams Productions, and then the interest would hit, and the whole arena was just light up with gold all over, and it was like a calmer tone, but like you said, it was majestic, but with a hint of sadness in there. Like you could tell, like Goldust was really, really bizarre. And that theme just fit him perfectly. I love it. And of course, this one coming up, also iconic.
Undertaker, rest in peace. The Undertaker has had several notable theme songs throughout his career, and arguably the best was the theme he began to use when he returned as the Dead Man in 2004. The brilliant Jim Johnson somehow found a way to improve Undertaker's original theme song known as Graveyard Symphony, and in turn create a theme that continues to send chills down the spines of wrestling fans across the world. When you hear that song, you know that shit's going down. The Rest in Peace theme song has a sense of dread, yet it's so epic and grand that it feels like you're listening to a masterpiece as the dead man makes his way down to his yard. It's hard to imagine the dead man returning as his aforementioned character in 2004 with any other theme song, and it was evident that Johnson put considerable effort into striking a balance between representing the old classic theme and doing something new and modern while still portraying Taker as a certified legend and phenom. Number 8, Batista.
Yep. Yep. Rest in Peace will forever be one of my favorite Undertaker themes. Right next to Limp Bizkit and American Badass, or the You're Gonna Pay when he was Dead Man Inc. Or also my favorite, Ministry, when he was like the Ministry of Darkness Undertaker. Good times. Good times.
I Walk Alone. Upon defeating Triple H at WrestleMania 21, Batista emerged as one of the top babyfaces in WWE. However, there was one slight issue with Batista's babyface presentation, and the issue was that he still had his heel theme song. His heel theme song was known as Animal, and it was a strong theme song that portrayed Batista as a legitimate threat, yet it was definitely intended to be used by a heel. Batista would then debut his I Walk Alone theme in May of 2005, and it instantly took off. The theme song was produced
Oh,
by
did it
Saliva,
ever.
and they did a phenomenal job in creating a theme that represented one of the top stars in the company.
Yo,
The
they
theme
killed
had
that
fire,
theme
and it had
effortlessly.
energy, and it was exactly what the babyface version of the animal needed. It's hardly a surprise that the beloved theme has 30 million streams on Spotify and is often labeled as one of the most replayable WWE theme songs of all time. Just ask.
All facts, man. Like, I'm not shocked it has 30 million plus streams and downloads on Spotify or whatever, because the theme it is such a kick-ass theme to where I would throw it on my workout playlist. Like, come on. Like, Saliva, anything they perform for a wrestler kicks ass. And this is not me just blowing smoke up Saliva's ass, but it's living proof. They did that with Batista, and also they did that with the Dudley Boys theme back when they had a forcible entry. If you don't believe me, take a listen to it. You'll see what I mean.
That's Xavier Woods. Number 7, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Glass Shatters.
Yep.
In 2000, WWE made a bold move. They decided to debut a new theme song for their top star, Stone Cold Steve Austin. Austin's original theme was synonymous with Austin and the Attitude Era, and the theme is responsible for some of the largest crowd ovations ever seen. Disturbed were responsible for the new theme, and they sampled the original track, yet this time they incorporated lyrics. Disturbed were able
and a more
to
edgy tone to it.
Somehow made Austin's aura increase, as Austin storming down to the ring to the Disturbed version of his theme made for some of the most exciting and engaging entrances of the Attitude Era. Some of the lyrics in the song include the lyrics were the right fit for Austin, and adding lyrics to an established track is always going to be a risky move, yet it resulted in this incredible theme song. Number 6.
Yeah, it was a risky move, but it did pay off, because when he returned back in 2000 and he debuted that theme, like, it fit Stone Cold to the core, and people instantly just loved the entrance, and the fact that they kept a little bit of that original glass shatter set it off perfectly. It's between that, Hell Frozen Over, and I Won't Do What You Tell Me. My top 3 favorite Stone Cold themes ever.
Shawn Michaels' Sexy Boy. In February 93, the legendary Shawn Michaels began to use his Sexy Boy theme on a full-time basis. The song was written by Jimmy Hart, and Hart managed to capture the spirit and character of HBK in one single song. The song was used for HBK throughout his iconic and celebrated career, and there's not a wrestling fan alive that doesn't know the words. In an interview with Wrestling Inc., Jimmy Hart offered some fascinating insight into the theme song, and this is what he had to say. Back in my era, we did Shawn Michaels' Sexy Boy, me and my partner. Here's what happened. When they came to me, they said, look, we need to do a theme song for Shawn going into the ring, so we let Sherry Martel sing it. About Sexy Boy. So when she left, then Vince said, look, you need to get Shawn Michaels to the studio. I said, Shawn, we gotta put your voice on it. He goes, I can't sing. I said, I promise you, I'll make you sing. So when we went in, we knocked it out in about an hour's time. Number 5, John.
And Loki, that does sound like Vince. Like, yo, you can't sing? Oh, trust me, pal. You're gonna find a way. Otherwise, you're fired. I had to do the impersonation in there, but that does sound like Vince, though, for real.
Cena, the time is now. By the time March of 2005 came around, Cena had firmly ascended to become one of the most popular wrestlers in WWE. Numerous demographics had firmly decided that Cena was their guy, and he was the right guy to carry WWE into the next era. At the time of Cena's main event push, he was using the theme song that he'd used for the past 2 years. Basic Thugonomics was a great theme, yet it made sense to debut a new theme for Cena heading into his WWE title showdown with JBL at WrestleMania 21. This is when The Time Is Now was born, and The Time Is Now has become such an anthem that fans often sing along to every single word when Cena appears. Number 4, Kane, Slow Chemical. On paper, the idea of changing Kane's classic theme song and adding lyrics seems ridiculous. The idea could have turned out incredibly cringeworthy, and it could have done irreversible damage to Kane's aura and presentation. Thankfully, this wasn't the case, and WWE would use the Finger 11 song Slow Chemical for Kane's new theme. And to say that it suited Kane would be an understatement. Slow Chemical
Big
had all the
understatement.
elements of Kane's original theme, yet the lyrics somehow managed to express the natural evolution of Kane's legendary character. The theme song became so popular and so ingrained into the brains of WWE fans that when they decided to ditch the Slow Chemical song a few years later, there was major backlash from fans. Fans questioned why on earth WWE would remove something so important to Kane's character, and the likely reason was a financial or rights use, which was a huge shame, as WWE never truly recaptured the magic of Slow Chemical with any of Kane's subsequent themes. Number 3, CM.
Yeah, that does kind of suck. Like, yeah, money for rights for the use of the song because it was done by Finger 11. Yeah, that can put a strain. So they decided to ditch the Slow Chemical and go for the Man on Fire, the Veil on Fire theme as the years roll along in Kane's career. But Slow Chemical, I would say it wasn't a risk. I would say it was definitely a beneficial switch because it fit Kane's character to the core. Oh, especially when he took the mask off and he became like this unstable big red machine. Chef's kiss on that.
CM Punk cult of personality. WWE struck gold when they decided to use This Fire Burns as CM Punk's theme song, and there was never a push from any of Punk's fans
my
to see
kill
WWE
switch.
go in a different direction. In the summer of 2011, CM Punk had emerged as a breakout star in WWE. The infamous pipe bomb promo, as well as Punk leaving WWE with the title, led to a surge of outside interest in Punk and the WWE product. WWE decided now was the time in which Punk's theme song would be changed, and at first fans questioned WWE's decision, but when it was revealed that his new theme would be Cult of Personality by Living Colour, fans knew that WWE made the right call. The song is an all-time classic, and the theme manages to capture Punk's character message and motivations in a manner that This Fire Burns wouldn't have done following the pipe bomb promo. Punk discussed why the theme is so important to him on the AEW Unrestricted podcast, and this is what the former WWE and AEW World Champion had to say. I've been fortunate enough to be friends with a lot of great bands, a lot of talented artists, and to use a lot of those songs for entrance music. Cult of Personality, I think, transcends everything, and I'm proud of this, that the name CM Punk is forever tied to the band Living Colour and Cult of Personality. It's just been a common thread throughout my entire life. The whole reason I use that song in Ring of Honor is because I just love that song. I thought it was a great entrance music and for the character and everything. That was the song my Little League team would play after we won games in '89, so it's been with me for a while. Number 2, Edge, Metalingus. A WWE Hall of Famer Edge began to use Metalingus in late 2004, and the theme song was evidence that the theme song can make a wrestler look like an absolute megastar. At this point in late 2004, Edge was slowly approaching the main event scene, yet when he debuted this new theme song on Raw, everything just seemed to change. The song was simply put the perfect fit for what Edge needed at the time, as the song struck the correct balance of intensity whilst being a song that fans could easily sing along to. The song has become one of the most beloved theme songs in wrestling history, and when Edge joined AEW in 2023, fans saw it as a top priority that AEW used the theme song, and thankfully they did. The wrestling legend would talk about how the theme song came about during an interview with Journey with a frontman, and this is what he had to say. When I was out with my neck injury, I met Mark Trementi. I met him at a Metallica show actually. I went back to his place after and he played me what would end up being the first Alter Bridge album. I heard Metalingus and I was like, dude, can I use that when I come back? And he said, yeah, of course. So that ended up being the genesis of it, and when I heard it, it was actually Mark singing. It hadn't been Miles yet, so it was in this infancy, but I had heard that song. I was like, okay, that's gonna be what I come to the ring to, and that's how it all started. And number 1,
of course this one, but I gotta say, yo, it took them a minute to get the rights to have that as his interest theme, because when he came back, he was still using the You Think You Know Me theme, all the way up to like almost around the time of Survivor Series of '04. That was when we started hearing Alter Bridge's Metalingus, and that fit Edge's character to the core because he was on his way to being like the main event status, and he needed to switch up. And then And then years went on, and he became Mr. Rated R Superstar. And Edge, he bodied that thing to the core.
Triple H, the game. The game Triple
Of
H
course.
has been incredibly lucky with his theme songs over the years. Triple H's first theme was Full My Time, and the theme was expertly
Also iconic.
done, so much so that it without question helped fans take him seriously in the main event role. In 2001, Triple H had become the top heel in WWE, and due to this, they decided now was the perfect time to give the Cerebral Assassin a new theme song. The game's new theme song would be performed by Motorhead and would be appropriately titled The Game.
The Game.
The end product was magnificent, and it managed to capture the essence of Triple H's character. The song currently sits at over 18 million streams on Spotify, officially making it one of the most played theme songs in pro wrestling history. During an interview with MTV, Triple H revealed that Jim Johnson was originally tasked with producing the game's new theme, but Johnson couldn't create that sound that Triple H wanted. Years ago, I was making a transition to become this bad guy, known in wrestling as a heel character, and they wanted me to change my music. He said, we had our music guy Jim Johnson working on it, and it wasn't the sound I wanted. I kept saying I wanted it more raw, more gritty, and I kept saying, think Motorhead, think Motorhead. So finally Jim was like, why don't we just get Motorhead to do it? They were into it, and they did the song for me, and they came to one of the shows, and Lem and I just hit it off. They played me to the ring a few times. So there you have it, folks. The greatest theme songs in WWE history.
Yo, that's dope, man. For Triple H to have like Motorhead do his thing, and you know him and Lemmy, they became real close to where like they were like best friends. Like, man. Lemmy, thank you for the classic Motorhead tracks, man, because he killed every single song that Triple H had, basically from the game and Line in the Sand when he was in Evolution, and not to mention when we were used as an alternate theme, the King of Kings. Like all three themes, it's the classics, but Triple H, The Game by Motorhead, simply iconic. And it was that sound that Triple H needed, especially going into 2001, because he was becoming that mega heel role, and he needed something that was more gritty and more like symbolic to like Metallica or something like that. But Motorhead came in and bodied Triple H's themes, bar none. But yo, most of these songs, yeah, they are the perfect fit for all of the people that was listed on here. But I want to know from y'all, which wrestler y'all thought should have made the cut when it comes to having like the perfect theme? Let me know down in the comment section down below. And as always, thank y'all for tuning in. Hopefully y'all enjoyed this one, and don't forget to tell your peoples across the globe. Cause kick it with your boy just one cause solid time. Like, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to share. Don't forget to click that bell so you don't miss a video from the kid. You feel me? And please feel free to follow me on social media right over yonder. Now this is your boy Blaze here saying Chuck the Deuce, and I will see y'all in the next video. And I'm out.